Good evening and welcome to the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts Millennium Stage. Tonight's culinary presentation by Chef Petteri Luoto of Finland and Chef Hákon Már Örvarsson of Iceland is part of the Kennedy Center's Nordic Cool 2013 festival. Nordic Cool 2013, curated by Alicia Adams, Vice President, International Programming, will be taking place at the Kennedy Center February 19th through March 17th, and will be hosting performances on the Millennium stage as part of the festival each night. The festival is presented in cooperation with the Nordic Council of Ministers and Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. Additional support is provided by the HRH Foundation, the Honorable Bonnie McElveen Hunter, Mrs. Marilyn Carlson Nelson and Dr. Glenn Nelson, the Barbara Osher Prosciutto Foundation, David M. Rubenstein, and the State Plaza Hotel. And now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming to the stage Chef Petteri Luoto.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be back in Washington. I was here 2 years ago. We had a Scandinavian food function, and I worked in restaurant Marcel's. It's one of the best in DC. I had one menu here, and I made Finnish-style food then. Today, I'm going to show you two easy, tasty, and simple dishes. The first one is salmon, and the other one is going to be the Baltic herring, smoked Baltic herring. So fish and a lot of vegetables. Now it's the spring season, it's coming, and that's the best season for the Finnish chefs. We have so many nice products from nature. But okay, let's start with this first one. I have, okay, if you could get the picture here. Salmon. This salmon is without skin and boneless. And I seasoned this 50 minutes ago with salt, pepper, and a little bit sugar. Sugar gives a nice balance for the salmon. And I'm going to roast this in a pan. And in Finland, when we serve salmon, we don't never overcook this, so we serve this like a pink, medium inside. I'll show you how to do this one. While the frying pan is heating up, we start with the prawns. I have here boiled prawns, and I'm gonna do skagen prawns. It means the skagen is typical in every Scandinavian countries serve skagen, toast skagen. It's a white toasted bread on bottom and then this crayfish mayo on top. But instead of bread, I have a salmon here. But we start with this crayfishes. Small pieces of this one to bowl. Then I have a dill. Chopped dill, roughly chopped dill. To bowl with the crayfishes. Then I have a lemon, little bit the zest of lemon. I like this flavor. You can use also the juice, but I take only the zest. And then mayo. I will open this first. Yep. An optional, you can use mustard. I have a Finnish special mustard. This is a little bit sweet. If you don't have sweet mustard, you can use the traditional French Dijon mustard, and you add just a little bit of honey. Then you have a sweet mustard. A little bit black pepper, a a little bit salt. And then just mix this. This is simple, and this name is a skagen. Okay, now we have the skagen pot. That's ready. We roast the salmon. Frying pan, this must be really, really hot. Yep. Little bit oil. And then salmon. Okay. Also, I have a beet. This is a pre-cooked beet. And I will cut a couple of slices from this beet and season this with lemon and olive oil. I have this easy slicer. Couple of slices. Now it's time to turn. Let's see how it looks. It looks good. Yep. So these beets are here. Salt, pepper, and now I use lemon juice. And olive oil. And you see, it's so nice, bright color here in these beets. Okay, and this salmon, these are ready. Now it's time to plate these and put all of those three things together. So I can show you, cut this by half, and you see it's really nice pink color here. If you can, yep. This salmon in the middle of the plate, and then I put the skagen on top of the salmon. And then the last part, the beets. It looks delicious for my eyes. Yep. And then we can put some dill on top of the beets also. And here I have a herb oil. I already made this. It's easy to do if you have a canola oil, a lot of herbs, a little bit garlic, all of those to mixer, and that's it. So a little bit nice green color also here. Yeah, that's the first one. The second, you can see It's a lot of nice color vegetables. I have asparagus, Brussels sprouts, potatoes, maroon carrots, radish, and some onion. But the main ingredients, this is from Finland, it's specialty. This is Baltic herring, and this is smoked. And you can find this kind of can from every market in Finland. But now it's the best season. It's coming. If you go to the marketplace in Helsinki, you can find the fresh Baltic herrings, and you can buy this from fishermen straight ahead also. I like the way when this is smoked. Also, this salmon could be smoked. All the fatty fishes are really nice if you smoke those. So, today we have a Baltic herring, smoked Baltic herring in a can, and the other can, this is it's a spring mushroom. The name is korvasieni, and English name is morels. If you find this in Finland from forest, this including a little bit of poison, so you must, no worries, you must boil this at least twice or 3 times, and change the water, and then it's eatable. And this is nice mushroom. I will use this one. I'm making a warm vegetable salad with Baltic herrings. Here I have potatoes. This is a Yukon, it's a local. Actually, I try to use always the local products as much I can. In Finland, we have the best potatoes comes from the north part, from the Lapland. Same place where Santa Claus lives. I know this guy, he's a friend of mine. Yep, a little bit oil. But this pan, this don't have to be so hot. It's enough, like medium hot. We start with the potatoes. It's a little bit, I boiled this in salty water, so it's already cooked. And here, Brussels sprouts. Then a little bit salt. Then these morels. I take some radish. Cut by half these. And some spring onion. It's really, really easy to do this salad. A little bit salt again. And then I have special spice. This is a fennel seed. A little bit fennel seed, crushed fennel seeds. This gives a nice flavor. All of those colorful vegetables to the plate. You see, it's nice color here, and the black marrow, it gives a nice color. Then Baltic herrings. Couple of those. My small friends. And this oil is also nice. You can use this one. Then I have, this is a Finnish Münster cheese. It's a cream cheese. It's made in US, Finlandia Münster cheese. Couple of curlies here. And then we make one simple sauce. I have sour cream, two spoons, then Finnish mustard, sweet mustard, I take dill again, because dill is nice in summertime. Black pepper. Yeah, that's it. This is like a dip sauce I put here in the corner. So, and also a couple of drops of the herb oil. Fresh color. And here I have fennel shavings. When you have the big fennel or anise, I'm not sure which one is the right name. You just cut the slices and put the cold water. Then you get the nice shavings. Those here, and also maroon carrots. Yep, now we are ready. What do you think about? Hands up if this looks good. More hands, it's great, I know. Yeah. You can taste it also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chef. We are very fortunate and grateful to have you and Chef Örvarsson sharing their new Nordic cuisine with us tonight. So in just a few minutes, Chef Örvarsson will be ready to perform. And in the meantime, I wanted to remind everyone that the full recipes from this evening's demonstration are going to be available on the Kennedy Center's Facebook page. So if you weren't writing fast enough to get it all down, don't worry, you can check it out online and recreate your own Nordic dishes. In fact, next Sunday, March 3rd, the Millennium stage performance will be another cooking presentation, this time featuring chefs from Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. As part of Nordic Cool 2013, we do have other performances and exhibits that we encourage you to check out this evening. Upstairs tonight, after the Millennium stage presentation, at 7:30, we have an exciting emerging pianist from Iceland, Vikingur Olafsson, who will be performing a recital. So please, you're welcome to go up there and enjoy the performance. Or, if you haven't already, we encourage you to explore the many exhibits we have throughout the Kennedy Center as part of the festival, including exhibits on Nordic design, Icelandic waterfalls, and there's a Lego play space featuring an elaborate Lego mural, interactive tables, and some iPads that feature games that were developed in Nordic countries. Our next chef, as I mentioned earlier, hails from Iceland. And so, without further ado, I will turn the stage over to Chef Hákon Már Örvarsson. My apologies. I'm clearly not Icelandic. From Chef Hákon Már Örvarsson.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Came in from Iceland 2 days ago, and it's my third time here in DC. I like the city very much. I had the chance to cook with the chefs at the DC coast 2 years ago, and here I'm back to show you a little bit about the Nordic cuisine. I've been chef now for over 20 years, and I have to mention, if I were here 10 years ago, I would be showing you totally different things that we are doing today. So with this generation of chefs, the cuisine in the Nordics is evolving a lot, and we are not afraid to experiment with the produce. And I actually came with my fish. I'm gonna cook 2 dishes. One is with cod, which is a very traditional and probably the most famous one we have in Iceland. And the second one is Arctic char, which is salmon family, trout, like a 3-pound fish. And I actually came a little bit prepared. I wanted to talk about the produce we are using and give you information on the techniques we are using. The fish tonight, I'm using a very precise heat, cooking it, like the cod. I don't know if you can see it. It's been pre-cooked in precisely 122 degrees Fahrenheit water. It's just sitting in my water here, and it's been in that exact temperature for 20 minutes. That's enough to kind of break down the protein, and the fish is just gently cooked through. And the other component for my dish, there are actually 3 components. It's the cod, cauliflower, and the Icelandic Char, which is the seaweed. So cauliflower, I'm preparing in 4 different methods. To start with, I break down the whole head, and I make a puree. The puree is made with milk and cauliflower, and our special spice here, which is caraway seed. Caraway seeds, I think, is a perfect match for the cauliflower. It is a Nordic spice, and I work this into a fine and beautiful puree. And I make, I call it a couscous. This is kind of a grinded raw cauliflower with some lemon zest, lemon juice, raps oil, and fresh dill. And I'm doing a pickled cauliflower. I'm using this 1-2-3 pickling liquid, which is the most common one. It consists of 3 parts water, 2 parts sugar, and 1 part vinegar. Okay, and this here, this is the 4th kind. Those are the like a little florets of the cauliflower roasted. So we have different textures, different flavors of the cauliflower. Could easily stand as a vegetarian dish by itself. And my dressing for this dish is made with seaweed. I'm I have here been, doing this dressing with apple vinegar, honey, and raps oil, which is we sometimes say it's the olive oil of the Nordic countries, and the seaweed is grinded, is dried and grinded. I wanted to show you the seaweed because this is something we had in the days. This is full of vitamins and minerals, and we are kind of trying to bring this back into the our kitchen again and experimenting with it. This is how it looks like, just direct from the package. It's dried out, and I dry it even further and make a puree out of it. And this kind of dust, which I use for my dressing. You can see later when I start plate the dessert, the dish, that it's all with this, it's a lot of seaweed in there, or perfectly enough to give a nice flavor, and also deep fried seaweed, which is a very nice snack. Crispy, salty. So, to start plating this dish, show you how this is going to end up. Prefer putting all this. This method here, cooking in a we call it a bain-marie. We have a precise kitchen equipment so that we can set the temperature and just place it in and leave it alone for the desired time. Just gonna roll it out of the. This is exactly how I wanted it to look. If the camera can see, the protein kind of just breaks down like this. I just want it to be in like flakes. So when I dress the plate, it's well, it has my personal touch to it. It's a little artistic, if you will. So here, cauliflower puree. Precisely cooked cod. Put in a plate, just like so. This would serve as a starter if I bring that to the point. Couscous, call it grinded cauliflower. The pickled cauliflower goes just randomly, beautifully set. One more, like so. The cauliflower florets. Then my dressing. Like to put that on top of the fish so it kind of covers the fish a little bit. Okay. some nice deep fried flakes of the seaweed, and some, you call it granules of the dried seaweed. Here you have my first dish tonight: cod, cauliflower, and söl. I have to talk a little bit about the Nordic kitchen. I was happy enough to be involved with a group of chefs in the year 2004, and I signed the manifesto, which was led by the famous restaurant Noma, Copenhagen. And this is actually changing the how this generation of chefs is composing their dishes and making the menus and taking advantage of the good produce we have in Scandinavia. And for my part, I have to speak about Iceland because I have to, well, I'm going to show you next the Icelandic Arctic Char. The same way I'm going to explain a little bit the produce. Those are elements for this dish I can easily relate to the Nordic kitchen. Arctic Char, trout roes, like a caviar of trout. Special bread I have broken down to pieces, like soft crumbles of a rye bread, Icelandic bread I brought with me. I made a dressing which is grain mustard, honey, again raps oil, and salt. Just very simple. The mustard goes very well with the fish. I have cucumbers, which I have frozen, and kind of cook the cucumber, if you will. They get bright green all through and change texture a little bit. Radishes, I have dill, I have watercress, and I have a mayonnaise, which has actually been smoked a little bit. I brought with me a pretty neat machine, which is a smoking gun. I'm going to show you how I operate that to complete this dish. Arctic Char has been cooked to 115 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, this little roll here. And like with the cod, the perfect temperature to cook the fish. And let's just start plate this one and see how that ends. Start with the mustard. Two nice little swirls. Again, the presentation is natural, if you will. I just like to let it drop into the plate somehow, sometimes. Fish goes in. See, you need some more spoons here. Trout roes. This is a precise work, so stay with me. The rye bread, I'm gonna wait with that a little bit. The mayonnaise. This is a mayonnaise. You can see the recipe on the screen and on the internet. momentarily. It has been smoked with this machine here. And I'm gonna just simply put a few dots here and there. This gives the dish a little creamier texture. Cucumbers, they go in. Radishes. I don't know if you should serve this at home every day, but it's a little restaurant stylish dish here. This dish I like a lot, like the cod dish. I've had the opportunities to travel in the different cities in the US, and I most of the time do this one. Some rye bread. This in the days and still is used as a base for sometimes a smoked trout. So I think it's in its right place to serve that with this one, which is kind of a lightly smoked and more modern version of the traditional one. Dill. Some watercress. Like to put few just a little some of horseradish. Gives it a little bite. Okay. And for the presentation, there's this one little trick I want to show you. It's a restaurant trick, and the method to kind of change the flavor of this whole dish. This is a plastic film. You can also use a plate which goes with a lid on top. I like this. Kind of it's a little mysterious when you bring it out to the dinner table. I close it securely. Put this and operate the smoking gun, like putting little. Well, in Iceland I would use birch. Juniper. I have here some applewood. This is a mild smoke. As you can see, this here we have the smoke already under the film, and in the meantime it's going to the guest, like if we were serving it in a restaurant. It will let the ingredients to absorb some of that smoke, and eventually it will unfold and bring the smoke right to us, like so. So here you have my second dish. It's lightly smoked Arctic char, mayonnaise, grain mustard dressing, rye bread, cucumber, radishes, dill, and watercress. Enjoy. Thank you. And thank you very much. Thank you.
I don't know if this is still on. Since we have a few moments, we were wondering if you would tell us a little more about the manifesto and what that means.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I started to talk about that a little bit. We were chefs from all the Scandinavian countries brought together, talk about possibilities, future of cooking in Scandinavia, the whole. And the manifesto can found on the internet. I think it's norden.org. So that kind of those are simple sentences that encourages chefs to cook locally with sometimes more inventive thoughts, new thinking of the more traditional produce, like I've done here with the cod. I'm bringing in some of the söl, which is hardly used in the culinary scene, at least not in Iceland, but it was used before. So we are respecting the tradition and bringing in some new thoughts to use these ingredients. Like for example, this dish here with the Arctic char. The dish is it's made of fresh fish, but it has this smoke flavors kind of involved in the dish, and it's a new take on the smoked salmon, if you will. And to get me going, I would need some questions or anything like that. I hope you enjoyed what I showed you. This is typically what I would make in a restaurant, as for starters.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an honor to have you here and share this. And again, I want to remind everyone that the full recipes are available on the Kennedy Center's Facebook page, so you can recreate the dishes on your own at home. Thank you.
Thank you.